Good afternoon. My name is Jeffrey Putman, and I am the Dean of Students for the College of Medicine. It is my pleasure to welcome you to our 22nd annual White Coat Ceremony, which is sponsored by the College of Medicine and the Alumni Association of the College of Medicine. I would like to take this opportunity to thank one of our alumni, Dr. James Ferguson, and his wife, Mrs. Irene Ferguson, and the entire Alumni Association, represented today by Dr. Monica Sweeney, of the College of Medicine, for their generous donation in support of this important event. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Carlos Patu, Dean of the College of Medicine.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Welcome. We had a chance to meet briefly and welcome members of the class of 2020. We'll welcome your families, significant others, friends of Downstate, Downstate administration, faculty, and staff of the White Coat Ceremony. You are entering our College of Medicine at a time of great change, when the future of healthcare in our nation is the subject of much debate. In addition, you can look forward to an era of extraordinary and exciting medical discoveries, technological advances. The reality is that in the last 50 years, there have been more scientific and technical advances than there have been in the history of the world. These advances greatly enhance our ability to alleviate human suffering, but at the same time, you can expect to encounter a host of new medical and ethical issues. We'll do our best to prepare you to meet these challenges, and we have a long tradition of training physicians who are skilled in treating not just the diseases of the body, but also relating to the humanity of the person. For this reason, we celebrate the start of your medical education and career by giving each of you a white coat. It is profound, the role that we play in understanding that the best care for a patient is actually caring about the patient. The white coat is a way for us to welcome you as junior members of our profession. A little history on the White Coat Ceremony. Dr. Arnold Gold, a neurologist in the faculty at Columbia University's College of Physicians and Surgeons, started the White Coat Ceremony in 1994. Dr. Gold thought that the Hippocratic Oath should be taken on the first day of medical school as well as the last. He was concerned that physicians were becoming more enamored with the technological aspects of medicine rather than listening to and caring for our patients. He felt that the Hippocratic Oath should be taken by entering medical students to publicly commit at the very outset of their careers to the kind of physician that they will become. In 1995, which was the second year of the program, the Gould Foundation expanded their sponsorship of the White Coat Ceremony to 7 medical schools, including SUNY Downstate. The Gould Foundation reports that the White Coat Ceremony now takes place in 97% of the AAMC accredited schools of medicine in both the United States and Canada, as well as the osteopathic schools of medicine, and at schools in 13 other countries. This year, our White Coat speaker is Dr. Andrew Yat. Dr. Yat is one of our very own. A 1996 graduate of SUNY Downstate's College of Medicine, Dr. Yat completed his residency at Boston University and fellowship in general internal medicine also at Boston University, Boston VA Medical Center. He earned a master's degree in epidemiology at BU School of Public Health. A practicing general internist specializing in hospital medicine, Dr. Yat serves as the Senior Vice President and Academic Affairs and Chief Academic Officer for Northwell Health, and is an Associate Professor of Medicine and Associate Dean for Graduate Medical Education for the Hofstra-Northwell School of Medicine. There he directs Northwell's graduate medical education and medical student education programs and supervises the administration of the continuing medical education, faculty development, and alumni affairs. He's clearly hoarding all of the roles. He serves as designated institutional official for Northwell and previously served in that capacity for the Lenox Hill Hospital. Prior to joining Northwell, Dr. Yat served as Vice Chair of Medicine, Program Director for Internal Medicine, and Chief of Section for General Internal Medicine at Maimonides Medical Center in Brooklyn. He's a fellow of the American College of Physicians and chairs the New York American College of Physicians Graduate Medical Education Task Force. He is formerly a member and national counselor of the Association of Program Directors in Internal Medicine and a fellow of the New York Academy of Medicine. We congratulate you, Dr. Yott, on your outstanding achievements and believe that your stellar career and words of advice will inspire our audience, especially the class of 2020. Please join me in welcoming Andrew to the stage. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Oh, this is great. See, after the second week, they stopped doing that, so this is great. I'd like to give you all a round of applause. So could we do that, the parents, and you all for getting here? So congratulations to you, the Downstate class of 2020, and to your incredibly proud and supportive families. I want to applaud the families too. And I'll also applaud my proud and supportive parents who are here to join me today, Betty and Philip Yott. Because it's with support that we all got here, none of us alone. So to Dean Patu, Dean Putman, Dean Cristoforo, Dean McCrae, and other leaders and faculty in the College of Medicine, thank you so much for this great honor of helping to welcome this accomplished and diverse group into the most noble of professions. So up there is me now, and a very proud graduate of Downstate, 1996. But this was me then. If you can see my little picture down there, so this is, if you look up at the way up at the top, this is fall of 1992. This is Science and Health magazine, then put out by SUNY Downstate College of Medicine and Downstate Medical Center. The building that you're sitting in was brand new and state-of-the-art. And I'm very happy to say that it's still pretty new and still pretty state-of-the-art. We were the first class to move into this building, so as you move into the Carrolls upstairs, this was totally innovative at the time, and really showed the respect that this school and this university had for its students to provide the opportunities that we all enjoy today. So 24 years ago, I entered these same doors, as you did, to a school and to a city going through enormous change. The riots in Crown Heights had just ended blocks from here. The effects of crack cocaine were blighting the city, and AIDS was still rising in its devastation. Downstate then, just like today, was steadfast in its dedication to the patients and the communities around us. Having spent a good portion of my childhood helping out in my parents' small business not far from here, I was blessed with the opportunity to join this school's profound mission, now dating back 156 years, to provide outstanding education, to advance knowledge, and to care for and improve the lives of our globally diverse communities. You are now proud, part of this very proud tradition. Many of you are the children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, or siblings of physicians. I look forward to joining those here today in reciting the Hippocratic Oath. I, like others sitting here, had no physicians in my family, just a love for science and medicine and a drive to provide comfort to others. While medicine today is often characterized by high technology, sophisticated interventional and surgical procedures, and powerful medicines and therapeutics, what I learned in these halls and the wards next door, across the street, and around the region is that the most important and fundamental tools for healing and reducing suffering were my eyes, my ears, my hands, an open heart, compassion, and empathy. Deborah Kay was the first patient for whom I was responsible in my third-year medicine clerkship. She was 30 years old with 2 young children and a husband who abandoned them a year before. Previously healthy, Mrs. Kay's dry cough and fatigue were progressive, and despite the demands of 2 jobs and taking care of her kids, her mother was able to convince her to come to the emergency room at Kings County. Well, this was 1994, and most cases with nonspecific symptoms ended up with manifestations of the same disease. I was there when our team delivered the companion diagnoses of PCP pneumonia and AIDS. The team left, and there I was. And there she was. While I had read up on PCP and had some understanding of the ravages of AIDS in the pre-protease inhibitor era, I had absolutely no personal conception or framework of what my patient, an African-American woman, a parent, poor and ill, was going through. At the forefront of her mind was that she was dying. Our team made sure she got the right antibiotics, we ruled her out for tuberculosis, and we moved on to our next patients, also sick and needing attention. But I came back. I sat with her and I listened some more. She was not surprised by the AIDS diagnosis. She had feared that for months. What she feared most, though, was not about herself at all. It was the future of her two young daughters, and the parents in the room understand that. I did what I could in listening and caring and making the right social service referrals, but being there with her and for her was something very important also. This is a remarkable day and moment in your lives. As you put on the traditional white coat this afternoon and recite the Hippocratic Oath yourself, you are taking on a hallowed trust. This transformation does not occur overnight, and it will not come easily. You will spend many hours, many hours, poring over your computers, books, and journals, and at times you will ponder whether there are easier paths and other career choices. There are, but few that will give you such profound satisfaction of healing and serving humanity. In the middle of my internship, I was contacted by my college friend Jeff, who just started working for a financial investment company. He was working on a sales pitch and asked if he could try it out on me. So we met in the evening on a post-call day. Jeff went through the introduction of what he does and then proceeded to inquire about my financials. First about my investments, then about my liabilities and bank account balances. I was taken aback. Jeff and I were not that close, and while I had no embarrassment about the lack of fortunes in my savings account, I was making a residence salary. I was put off by the invasive nature of his questions. And then I paused, and I thought about the in-depth histories I had obtained and the thorough physical exams I had performed that day. Questions about medical conditions and past surgeries, medications, living situations, sexual practices, drug histories, all asked of people I had just met. All who answered me truthfully, I hope, because they understood, to some extent, the sacred contract between patient and physician. That only with that information and with their consent to be examined could they be helped. In their eyes, I had a job to do and aid to provide. And that's true from the first time you wear that coat as a young student until you see that last patient after hopefully a very long and fulfilling career. So it's not about you anymore. It's about them. It's about society, it's about humanity, and the life-improving part you now play as a medical student, and then as a resident, and then in practice. Whether primary care or emergency medicine, or obstetrics, pediatrics, neurosurgery, or psychiatry, whether in an office or a hospital or a surgical center, as a teacher, as a researcher, or as a policymaker. David S. was the first patient I saw in my continuity clinic at the Boston VA Medical Center. I was a brand new resident, and Mr. S. was a World War II hero. So we met that early summer day. I addressed him by his last name, but relishing in the lack of confidence in having just finished medical school and playing the part of a 25-year-old doctor, I introduced myself as Dr. Yacht, please call me Andrew. To which he paused, looked me squarely in the eyes, and said, no, sir, you are Dr. Yacht. We each had our roles, and to that patient, my own insecurities were not relevant to that encounter. He trusted, and I learned. Your worked hard for and earned title of medical student or doctor becomes your identity. While there may be some real generational differences, still true is that whether you're in the supermarket, on the highway, or on an airplane en route to a well-deserved vacation, you will be a doctor. Not because you paid all that tuition, but because that's how the rest of society views you. And that becomes inseparable from your view of the world. And by the way, when a doctor gets in trouble, notice how quickly it makes it to the newspaper, because he's a doctor. The media loves irony. So over the next 4 years, in a career well beyond, you will constantly be learning anatomy, physiology, pathology, pharmacology, clinical reasoning, countless differential diagnoses and surgical approaches, perhaps gene therapies and treatments we can't now begin to comprehend. It all starts with your patient. Listen to their history, examine them and review the data, consult with your specialist, and then come back to the patient and together as partners come up with a plan. You and your colleagues will have the expertise based in science, study, and the best evidence. But at the end of the day, you serve as consultants and expert technicians. It is the patient who determines what happens to his or her body and mind. If you've done your job right, the patient, and sometimes her children, parents, or other loved ones, will be equipped to make the decisions that are right for them. We talk about the biblical golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. I introduce to you the platinum rule in medicine. Treat others as they want to be treated, respecting their values and their preferences. This is the other truism of the study and practice of medicine at this early stage. The 20-something human psyche simply wasn't meant to experience the level of suffering and death that physicians see every day. And what do we know about other 20-somethings who experience death and suffering, namely those who've been through combat or witnessed genocide? You got it. They can manifest symptoms of PTSD, including re-experiencing, numbing, or depersonalization. On my surgery rotation in the middle of third year, we rounded each day in the surgical ICU. There, lying in the same hospital bed as he had for the past 3 months, was a very, very ill man, a recently retired professor from this school, tubes in every orifice and responding minimally. I am embarrassed to this day to admit that weeks into seeing him, I developed an envy that he was able to lie in bed all day and not endure those challenges of a medical student. Thankfully, I was able to recognize this completely irrational feeling and disregard for the man's suffering, but that recognition made it no less troubling. The very best approach towards patient care is through a team. A diversity of viewpoints and complementary experiences is healthy and beneficial, with checks and balances to reduce the likelihood of error. But also important, your collective experience, going through the next 4 years together, is nourishing and often crucial for your growth and development. You will become close. Lifelong friends are in this room. And for some of you, so are your spouses. Reach out. The parents are smiling at that one. Reach out, listen, be there for each other. It's healthy for you and contributes to better patient care. Put yourself in your patients' lives. We see them when their lives are going well, and we see them during their worst moments. Sometimes, often in the hospital, they are frightened and in pain, lonely, and dehumanized. Stop and seek to understand. Let yourself be drawn in. Experience it. Sit with your patient during a moment of calm. A gentle touch, heal their loneliness, and get to know them. You come in as civilians. Keep that perspective as long as you can. You don't have to know all the medicine just yet. You have to first understand the person. I'm just putting up an example of an empathic physician, one to maybe emulate. All right, let's move on to joy. So Anna was a fellow fourth-year Downstate student with me. In the early summer of fourth year, as you'll discover, the frenzied activity of getting together your residency application materials reaches a high point. Anna had a problem for which she sought counsel from a few friends, myself included. You see, from a young age, Anna wanted to be a doctor and spent a few summers before med school shadowing her pediatrician. Throughout the clinical years at Downstate, Anna, too, enjoyed caring for and interacting with her patients. But it turns out the field that Anna became most enamored with and excited about nearing the end of med school was pathology. A fascinating field, but one that would not provide the day-to-day patient interactions she earlier experienced. So in which direction should Anna devote her training and career among these divergent specialties, she asked. Separately, we all gave the same advice. While Anna had initially defined herself as one type of future physician based on her early experiences, her eyes had been opened to a whole other world of medicine, one which she knew she would enjoy and be great at. That was the path to pursue. It was about recognizing in herself what made her happy and excited to go to work every day. So it is about you, sort of. Find joy and wonder in the work that you do. As my mentor of many years says, do not be afraid to fall totally in love with being a doctor. The antidote or cure for physician depression, depersonalization, and burnout is your own balance, wellness, and loving what you do. This will make you a much better caregiver to your patients and give you a fulfilling career, doing well and doing good. My clinical work is hospital-based internal medicine, a field that I am totally in love with. I see sick, hospitalized patients with whom I previously had no relationship. I am privileged to get to know the patients and their families over the course of their illness, coordinate and directly provide their care, and I get to watch them get better. Sometimes they don't get better. And then it is even more important that I am there to provide comfort and ease distress and suffering. These are rich, intimate, and privileged experiences for which I am extraordinarily grateful to be a part of. So in closing, I ask of you two things. Number one, from time to time, reread the personal statement that you wrote not so long ago for your medical school application. It will remind you of your early passion and current passion and commitment to being a doctor that hopefully continues to grow in ways you can't yet envision. And number two, every day for the rest of your career, as you lie down at the end of a long day, or when you get up in the morning over a cup of coffee, reflect back on what you accomplished in the preceding hours and days, and be in awe and inspired by the lives you've touched and the positive impact you are able to provide as someone privileged to wear that white coat. And so, this is now your iconic bridge, and maybe a metaphor for today. I'll leave you with a couple of quotes. Be strong, be fearless, be beautiful, and believe that anything is possible when you have the right people there to support you. And lastly, it always seems impossible until it's done. It's your turn. All my best wishes for great success and fulfillment, and congratulations.
And now, without further ado, I am delighted to present to you the class of 2020. That's right. Will the following faculty members please come forward and take your places? Sophie Christoforou, Associate Dean for Student and Curricular Affairs, will read the names of the members of the class of 2020. Dr. Robin Ovich, Assistant Dean for Clinical Competencies, and Dr. Andrew Adler, Associate Director for Clinical Competencies, will assist the members of the class with their white coats.
When I call your name, please come forward to receive your white coat. Zachary Adler. Begum Ahmed. Samuel Akil. Amy Allen. Natasha Anthony. Mahin Athanu. Mohammed Aziz. Simon Becker. Mustafa Balboul. Anastasia Barnes. Mason Begum. Jacqueline Benayoun. Fuad Benyaminov. Connor Berlin. Saul Batesh. George Byer. Hina Bhatt. Lucy Victorin. Michael Brodsky. Thomas Birchfield. Stephen Budakovich. Yuval Busi. Arlene Castillo. Pratik Chandra. Derek Chang. Clifford Chow. Jerseys Chawla. James Chen. Richie Chen. Regina Chang. Jonathan Shavinsky. Brandon Chen. Sherilyn Coe. Ryan Cummings. Chelsea Daniels. Michael Dazinger. Tyler DeFries. Elaine Dellinger. Catherine Deloach. Adwin Dennisty. Brendan Denver. Irina Darren. Anna Diaz. Madonna DeBella. Alexandra Diggs. Antonios Thimopoulos. I was waiting to do that. Shane Delaneski. Su Ling Dong. Kira Dumlele. Alyssa Eid. Crystal Ely. Aaron Ajalko. Mark Christopher Emos. Ifioma Izioki. Scott Fader. Michael Ferrigno. Ernest Flores. Andrew Fontes. Sarah Geller. Melanie Gao. Irfan Gandal. Dan Gordon. Danielle Gordon. Shlomo Greenberg. Jennifer Grossman. Nicole Guerrero. William Harris. Andrew Hasensall. David Havlicek. You're getting the tall ones. Rosalind Hessa. Samantha Haynes. Eric Hirsch. Sylvia Horn. Haley Huddleston. Sophie Jerez. Albert Wong. David Hyman. Bleddy Heisa. Natasha Jackson. Shelley Jane. Amy Johnson. Tajna Jones. Mathu Joshi. Jennifer Kaminsky. Mert Kacelli. Lindsay Kenny. Christopher Kiang. James Kim. John Ki-Young Hoon Kim. Maria Kolbrenner. Eric Kramer. Hezo Kwon. Joshua Lovion. Albert Lee. Gloria Lee. Catherine Lee. Jesse Leeds. Ajani Lahambrasha. Christina Leung. Amelia Levy. Jared Levison. Bowie Lee. Jajan Lee. Jion Lim. Harry Lin. Jen Xiang Lin. Xiaowei Liu. Connie Liu. John Ki-Young Hoon Lebs. Michelle Liu. Venezia Mafucci. Natasha Masub. Michael Morantino. Morantonio, correction. Elizabeth McQuegg. Kevin McDonough. Jordana Mizell. Kyle Michelson. George Moe. Sean Mooney. Patrick Morrissey. Amrita Mukherjee. Shanara Mustak. Jaffer Naqvi. Anik Nath. Asan Nawaz. Aditya Nikhalani. Sen Nainan. Chisholm Nadi. Mingyu No. Ryan Norris. Francisco Woke. Jin Kyun Oh. Kweku Aparasiam. Tamasha Prasad. Joseph Quintus. Justina Ray. Samuel Reisman. Adam Rafat. Elizabeth Rotkin. Christian Rodriguez. David Rotblatt. Abin Sejan. Nicholas Santanilo. Milana Saponikov. Christian Scatini. Eric Schoenfeld. Alex Selevsnev. Thiagurajan Serian. Tanmai Shah. Vivian Shen. Deborah Silber. Benjamin Silverstein. Vincent Sinatra. Harjat Singh. Jonathan Smerling. Aaron Solomon. Martha Solomon. Dylan Suknanan. Raisa Sumar. Stanley Soroka. Karthik Sridhara. Brian Starkman. Rena Sue. Aisha Sultana. Diana Semester. Lucy Tan. Oriana Tashone. Christopher Tenorio. Ruth Sampson Tefeya. Tesfeya. Almake Tesor. Barrett Torrey. Christopher Torsitano. Nadli Toussaint. Akash Verma. Alex Wang. Justin Wang. Ethan Wershowski. Stanley Wang. Andrew White. Joshua Wybekan. Eric Weishofer. Margaret Wallaber. Deandra Wong. Jenny Wu. Zihan Wu. Jin Xiao. Patrick Yu. Joseph Yu. Richard Yu. Ming Si Zhu. Claudia Zmijewski.
It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Jean McCrae, who will administer the Hippocratic Oath.
Will the members of the class of 2020 please rise? Will any physician members of the audience who wish to renew their Hippocratic Oath also please rise? The oath is on the inside of your programs. Please raise your right hand and recite the words of the oath with me. I do solemnly swear by that which I hold most sacred, that I will be loyal to the profession of medicine and just and generous to its members, that I will lead my life and practice my art in uprightness and honor, that whatever house I shall enter, it shall be for the good of the sick to the utmost of my power, that I will hold myself aloof from wrong, that I will exercise my art solely for the cure of my patients, and will give no drug and perform no operation for a wrongful purpose, that whatsoever I shall see or hear of the lives of men and women that should not be spoken, I will keep secret. These I do promise, and in proportion as I am faithful to this my oath, may happiness and good repute be ever mine.
You can be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the class of 2020. This concludes our 22nd annual White Coat Ceremony. Will the members of the audience please remain in their seats while the class of 2020 exits first, followed by the audience. Congratulations.